Today we're going to have two different warm-up questions, and then you're going to do an activity to practice finding scatter plots, finding the equations of least squares regression lines, calculating correlation, all that good stuff, okay? So this is going to help get you prepared for the quiz tomorrow. So here's your warm-up. Please pause and solve. Okay, so we're told that for children between the ages of 18 months and 29 months, we have an approximately linear relationship between height and age. And we're given the least squares regression line to model this relationship. We're told that here y is a kid's height in centimeters and x is their age in months. So Joseph is 22.5 months old and is 80 centimeters tall. We want his residual. So his residual, of course, is going to be y minus y hat. Romp, remember, residual is observed minus predicted. The observed y value for Joseph, y is height, so this is his actual height, 80 centimeters, minus, I need to find his predicted height. Well, we have our prediction equation, y hat is equal to 64.93 plus 0.63x. But I know Joseph's x value. He is 22.5 months old. So I'm going to replace x with 22.5 months. That's going to give me the height that is predicted for his age. When I do that, I get a prediction of 79.105. That is what the regression line predicts for Joseph. So I plug this in. And I subtract, and I get 0.895. And the closest answer to that is C, 0.9, which means that he is slightly taller, 0.9 centimeters taller, than what this regression line predicts, okay? If the answer had been B, that would mean he is 0.9 centimeters shorter than what this regression line predicts. Okay, these other answers, A, D, and E, are all kind of ridiculous because that would mean he's 79 centimeters taller than what is predicted. That means he's twice as tall as what the regression line predicts, and that would mean we don't have a very good regression line. Okay, here's your second warm-up question. I'm giving you R squared for this same problem and asking you to interpret it. So that means I want you to give me the R squared sentence. You had better have this memorized for the quiz tomorrow. Pause and write out an R squared sentence. Okay? So what I would write here is, first of all, I'm going to change this to a percent and say 87% of the variation in what? The variation in y, which is height. So 87% of the variation in height is accounted for by the LSRL of y on x. However, you had better not write y and x. You should write height and age. So the LSRL of height on age. 87% of the variation in height is accounted for by the least squares regression line of height on age. If you do not know this for the quiz tomorrow, you are asking to get a bad grade, okay? What we're going to do for the rest of the period is an activity that you're going to receive in just a second that's going to help you practice some of these calculator skills. I ask that you please help each other with it, okay? Some of you are getting the calculator stuff really well, and some of you are struggling. If you're getting it, please help people, okay? Tomorrow, you have your quiz. Looks like I started to type what this quiz was on, but I stopped. This quiz is on R squared. It is on residual plots. It is on calculating residuals. And then you still need those skills that you needed from section 3.1. You need to understand how to make and interpret a scatter plot, give direction, form, and strength. You know, find the equation of a least squares regression line. We still need to be able to do all of that, okay, for our quiz tomorrow. All right, so the sub is going to pass out the activity, and you guys are going to work on this for the rest of class. That activity is due tomorrow, so you will turn it in at the beginning of the period before you take your quiz.